Good morning, wrestling fans. Today is Monday, May 29th, 2023. Happy Memorial Day, everyone, or to everyone in the United States who's listening. I don't think it's Memorial Day anywhere else in the world, is it? It might only be here in the United States, I think. But happy Memorial Day to everyone here in the United States, to everyone else in the world. Happy Monday. But one thing it was for everyone in the world was a big pro wrestling weekend we just came off of. Starting with Friday night, had some big shows, had some really good matches, and just a reminder, in case you missed it, 360 Wrestling Fanatic 412 last night, recapping AEW Double or Nothing. I finally started the podcast just towards the end of the AEW media scrum, when just even it went on a little bit after I went live with the podcast, Tony Khan talking, and finally started the show around 2 a.m. last night, the podcast I mean, and had a late night, but it was a great night of pro wrestling with AEW Double or Nothing. And there was also another show last night that I did not have the chance to watch and haven't seen it yet. And that was NXT Battleground, which was live on Peacock and the WWE Network outside of the United States. And I want to say NXT Battleground was live from Lowell, Massachusetts, and right here I'm going to go over some of the results. So just a little warning, if you have not seen NXT Battleground yet, I don't know, I hear that dog right now. I wonder which one he watched last night, Double or Nothing or Battleground. But I was going to say, if you have not had a chance to watch Battleground yet, spoiler alert, going to go over the results. So if you don't want to be spoiled, you can go ahead and turn the podcast off right now, because I'm going to go over the results right now at this time, just giving everyone a little heads up, a little bit of time so they could stop the podcast and not have Battleground spoiled for them. Okay, I think that's a good enough time. The first match, we have the NXT North American Championship on the line. Wes Lee defeating Tyler Bate and Joe Gacy to retain the championship. And then we have Noam Dar defending the NXT Heritage Cup against Dragon Lee. Noam Dar gets the win in 5 rounds at 11 minutes, 51 seconds. And next up is the last man standing match. And it's Ilya Dragunov defeating Dijak. 15 minutes, 54 seconds. And what I'm reading here right now sounds like it was a pretty good match. And next up, the NXT Tag Team Championships are on the line. And it is Gallus defeating the Creed brothers to successfully retain the NXT Tag Team titles at 9 minutes 33 seconds. And it is now time for the tournament finals to crown a new NXT Women's Champion after the title was vacated after the draft. Tiffany Stratton defeated Lyra Valkyria to win the NXT Women's Championship. 16 minutes, 1 second. And in the main event of NXT Battleground for the NXT Championship, it's Carmelo Hayes retaining, defeating Bron Breakker. So that was all of NXT Battleground last night. Sounded like a good show, and I know I haven't seen it yet, so I'm not gonna quite say too much if it was either as good as, or not good enough, or better than Double or Nothing. But all I know is it was going to have to be very good, because I thought Double or Nothing, as always, from AEW, delivered as usual, as AEW pay-per-views do. So overall, we had a great weekend of a lot of pro wrestling to watch. Like I said a little earlier, starting with Friday, we had Impact Wrestling Under Siege, which had some really good wrestling on that card, and a very violent, bloody main event for the Impact World Championship. Steve Maclin and PCO in the no DQ match, which even seen at one time Steve Maclin staple the mouth of PCO shut. And then after the match, we see Bully Ray powerbomb Impact Wrestling President Scott D'Amore through a flaming table. And then Saturday afternoon, WWE Night of Champions, which saw Brock Lesnar defeat Cody, Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn successfully defend the WWE Undisputed Tag Team Championships, and Jimmy Uso finally have enough and super kick the Tribal Chief Roman Reigns, in which could have been the end of the Bloodline. We will have to tune in to Monday Night Raw to see what happens next, or Friday on SmackDown, I should say, to see what happens next with the Bloodline. And last night, of course, I already said I did not watch NXT Battleground yet, but AEW Double or Nothing, which was definitely a long night with the buy-in starting at 7 p.m. Eastern, and then the show ending around just a little before midnight. And then if anybody else did like I did and also stay up and watched the whole media scrum as well, and did a podcast after. So that was probably, I think it was after 2:30, closer to 3, I think, by the time I finally finished up and went to bed. And now up walking to work, recording Good Morning Wrestling Fans on this Memorial Day. And tonight we have Raw. So that's all for this Monday morning episode, this special Memorial Day episode, I should say. Hope everyone enjoyed the pro wrestling weekend. Hope everyone enjoyed all the shows. And once again, everybody here in the United States, hope you have a happy and safe Memorial Day. And everyone else in the rest of the world, have a great Monday as well, as we get ready for Raw tonight. And I hope to have more episodes of 360 Wrestling Fanatic coming at you. And as always, I will be right here tomorrow morning for the Tuesday morning episode of GMWF. But until then, don't forget, on this Memorial Day, remember those ones who have served our country. And until tomorrow, have a great pro wrestling day.